All right, buckle up because today we are opening a case file on one of the most bizarre dating stories you will ever hear. Seriously, it's a story about romance, a whole lot of mystery, family surveillance, and yes, a giant teddy bear. Welcome to the Ghosted Family Project.
So this whole story comes from a radio show with a tagline that it perfectly sets the stage for the drama we're about to get into. Think of it exactly like a Bollywood movie. You've got the romance, a totally shocking intermission, and a final act that you will absolutely not see coming.
Okay, so let's meet the people at the center of this. First up, we have Priya Kapoor. She's the one who called into the radio show because she went on a date so strange she just had to have answers. And on the other side, Raj Malhotra, the guy who ghosted her after what might just be the most ridiculously over-the-top first date in history.
Now, like so many modern romances, this one started online, and by all accounts, Raj seemed perfect. Priya said he was incredibly charming, super sweet, and in what she called full Shah Rukh Khan mode, acting like a total classic Bollywood hero. He was really laying it on thick.
I mean, this guy was a walking, talking romantic movie, dropping deep philosophical lines like this one. He really seemed like the whole package, so of course Priya agreed to go on a first date. But there was just one little catch. Raj told her he was bringing a small surprise.
And this right here is where our case takes a very, very sharp turn. The date starts, and the evidence that something is, off, starts piling up almost right away. So Raj shows up for the date, true to his word, with that small surprise he'd mentioned. But as Priya was about to find out, his definition of small was, let's just say, a little unconventional.
He's carrying this absolutely massive pink box. Right away, that's kind of a red flag, isn't it? I mean, it's a bold move for a first date, but Priya's still trying to be open-minded. What could possibly be inside? And here it is, the first major plot twist. The small surprise is a giant teddy bear. But it's not just any teddy bear. This one has a name, Chiku. And this is the exact moment the date goes from just a little quirky to truly bizarre. But it gets so much weirder. Raj didn't just give the bear to Priya. No. He sat Chiku on the seat between them. He then starts talking to it, offering it juice, and even asking if he should protect it from the evil eye. Chiku wasn't a gift. Chiku was the third person on this date.
Now, you're probably thinking that a grown man having a full-blown conversation with a stuffed animal on a date is the peak of the story. But you would be wrong. As Priya herself said, the teddy bear wasn't even the main problem. The situation was about to escalate.
So as they're walking, Priya notices that they've picked up a tail. There's a man wearing sunglasses at night, a classic sign, just following them. Every single time they stopped, he stopped, just mirroring their every move from a distance.
Okay, let's just take a quick inventory of the madness. On one side, we've got Chiku, the teddy bear who's being treated like a VIP. On the other, we've got this mysterious man, Ramesh. And when Priya pointed him out, Raj's response was just shockingly casual. He just says, "Oh, don't worry, that's Ramesh. He's family." Two totally bizarre accomplices, both just family? And here is where it gets genuinely chilling. While Raj was away for a moment, Ramesh actually walks up to Priya, he delivers this warning, and then just stands there, staring at her. I mean, can you imagine? Unsurprisingly, Priya makes up an excuse and gets out of there. And then, after all of that, Raj ghosted her. So what on earth was going on? Priya was understandably completely confused. Did she do the right thing by running, or was this whole thing just a massive misunderstanding? Well, luckily, the radio show managed to get Raj on the line to explain himself, and his explanation is somehow even stranger than the date itself. First, the teddy bear. Raj explains that Chiku was a gift from his ex-girlfriend who wanted a part of her to always be with him. So, let's just be crystal clear. He brought a physical representation of his past relationship and sat it directly between him and his new date. Wow. And what about Ramesh, the guy in the sunglasses? Well, that explanation is even wilder. Ramesh is a distant relative who is tasked by Raj's family to follow him on dates. His job? To act as a family surveillance system to make sure Raj doesn't get his heart broken again. The host of the show just summed it up perfectly. This isn't dating. This is a full-blown surveillance operation that's just disguised as a love life. But believe it or not, the rabbit hole goes even deeper.
Yeah, because Ramesh wasn't just some kind of bodyguard for Raj's feelings. He was an active field agent in what you can really only describe as a family-run intelligence agency. And his mission? It went way beyond just watching from a distance.
When Priya pressed him on it, Raj admits the unbelievable. Ramesh was secretly recording video of their entire date. The reason he gave? For future family reference. Priya wasn't on a date. She was in an audition, and she didn't even know it.
In fact, it turns out the family had this whole vetting process. It starts with on-site surveillance by Agent Ramesh. The video is then sent over to the family, who combine it with a full background check of the person's social media. And the very last step? A parental like on a photo to confirm that the review is complete.
And how do we know this process was already happening? Well, because Raj casually admitted that his mother had already completed her social media deep dive and had accidentally liked 3 of Priya's old Instagram photos. The family's surveillance wasn't just a plan, it was already in motion.
So with all the facts on the table, the emotional baggage bearer, the family spy, the secret recording, and the social media stalking, it was finally time for Priya to deliver her verdict.
And to no one's surprise, Priya's verdict was crystal clear. Raj himself might be sweet, but she could not sign up for the whole package deal. The teddy bear, the family spy, and the entire surveillance operation, that was, to put it very mildly, a deal breaker.
And that's where we close this wild case file. It really leaves us with one huge question, doesn't it? When does a supportive family cross the line and turn a potential romance into a heavily monitored group project? Something to think about.